everybody, it's Mike. Last week we had sent out a video and some information about the bus drop-off and arrivals that we were looking at changing. I received a few emails in regards to that and some different ideas. Right now, today, we want to get this information out as soon as possible. So over the summer, if families need to get childcare rearranged day before or after care, you have the opportunity to do that. With me is Mr. John Ames. He's our business manager, and I'm going to have him explain why the changes, how that's going to help us understand that these changes are based strictly on the fact that we have a driver shortage. We realize that later starting times would be optimal. If you look at the research, the older the student, the later the start time is what you will see. And so we think over the next year, if the driver shortage is taken care of, we'll be able to look at start times and how does that adjust. But for next year, it's important that we're able to provide the same transportation that we've always been able to provide. And John's going to explain why it needs to be a 3-tier so that we can do that. Before I turn it over to John to explain that, I want to let you know that we are releasing the times. I will kind of give you an idea what those are, but also attached to this message, you will see the times that we're thinking of. So at our Early Childhood Center, the full day kindergarten students, the day will be from 8 a.m. to 2:50 p.m. The Early Childhood Center, the half day kindergarten, the a.m. session will be 8 o'clock to 10:50 a.m. The Early Childhood Center p.m. kindergarten will be from 12 p.m. to 2:50 p.m. So that is the early childhood adjustment, and that's the largest adjustment we had to make, and John will explain why here in a minute. At the primary and elementary campus, the school day will be from 8:55 to 3:35, 8:55 to 3:35. At the intermediate school and the middle school, the day is going to be from 7:30 to 2:10. And the high school is not going to change. It'll be from 7:45 to 2:40. And so what you'll also see attached to this message are some options in terms of before and after school care in case families need to make adjustments. I've heard from a few families where it'll be advantageous, a few where it is going to be difficult. And please know, we really wish we didn't have to do this. I know it upsets the apple cart in some families, and that's not what we're trying to do. But we need to make sure we provide transportation for our students. The Ohio Department of Education and some legislation puts us at a disadvantage. If we cannot provide proper transportation, we are subject to some fines, and we want to make sure that we don't incur those. So with that, John, if you could kind of explain a little bit, what's the 3-tier system do, and what advantage do we get when we move to that?
The issue that we've always had is we have a number of private schools that we provide transportation to, and those schools did not really align with anyone all of our other times. This year we will have 30 buses available. 30 buses can handle the LPS building, LES building, and the LIS, LMS buildings. Those private schools fall right in the middle at the 8 o'clock time frame. So if we utilize the LECC with those private schools, that would put about 30 buses to do that work. So we needed to align LECC to those schools. So now we have 3 groupings of buses, all using approximately 30 buses. So it will move everybody a little bit, but it does permit us to use all of our buses. It permits us to use all of our drivers in the best methodology we can, and being able to provide adequate transportation to all the children of the district. So hopefully it will not cause too much trouble for you. We will try to make everything work as smoothly as possible.
Very good. Thanks, John. So hopefully that kind of explains a little bit of what the constraints we have. When you start moving building times, we also have to look at food service. We have teachers that travel, so it's a large task when you move the starting times, and the Early Childhood Center, matching them up with the private schools allows us to use less buses, therefore less drivers. So the last thing I'll mention is when it comes to specific buildings, your building principal is going to put in their Tiger Talk this Friday when students are able to get into the building, so they'll be able to get into the building a little earlier than obviously the start time. and they'll get all the specific information out. Even the buildings, for example, the intermediate school, make sure that they get the information down to the elementary school for those students that are going to be moving into the intermediate school. So we're working on getting that message out on Friday from our building principals. That will also coincide with the information you have here. So with that, I appreciate all your patience, and I appreciate all you do for us, as we are a school district that really relies on our parents, and we thank you for everything. Thank you, and have a great day.